Cases of COVID-19 in most areas in the Philippines already peaked, based on the monitoring of OCTA Research Group. OCTA Research Group member Professor Guido David said the National Capital Region, Laguna and Rizal are experiencing a decline in their COVID-19 cases. Other areas are following as well after reaching the highest number of cases.
We could imagine that the worst is probably over for most of the country because cases have peaked or peaking. And most of Cebu is now seeing a downward trajectory, although Cebu City is actually more advanced in terms of the decrease. What I mean is that the decrease is happening earlier in Cebu City compared to, let's say, Mandaue. But nevertheless, we're seeing a decrease as well in Cebu. Also in Davao City, we're also seeing a decrease now in new cases.
Professor David also notes more people are getting vaccinated and there are only a few individuals that are experiencing severe cases of the virus, leading to a low-risk healthcare utilization rate. He also remains optimistic that the pandemic situation in the country would improve for the better as alert level restriction eased and more business establishments open. There is also a possibility that COVID-19 might be treated as an endemic disease, similar to what other countries are doing. In the United Kingdom, wearing a face mask and a COVID-19 passport are no longer required. Denmark, meanwhile, eyes on removing COVID-19 restrictions by next week. The Philippines might face a similar situation, according to Professor David.
That's what we're hoping to happen. We'll see if that's the case. We have significant vaccinations. We still have to follow minimum public health standards. The rest of the world is transitioning to the endemic stage. We might be moving in that direction as well in the near future.
However, he clarifies that this is merely his optimism and that the situation can still change if there are new COVID-19 variants that will emerge.
Of course, there are different perspectives, and there are scientific studies that support both, pro the endemicity and the studies that are saying that there will be no endemicity in sight. And we'll just have to weigh these, scientific studies. I can't comment on which one's more correct on the other. Those are usually peer-reviewed. So, what I can say is that there is definitely uncertainty in the future. We can be more optimistic. We are being optimistic that this could be the end of the pandemic. I'm not saying that it is the end of the pandemic. I'm just expressing my optimism and hope that it could be the end of the pandemic.
In the meantime, experts remind the public to continue adhering to the government's health and safety protocols despite the decline of cases to avoid any possible surge that can lead to heightened restrictions. Aileen Cerudo, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.